Hello everyone and welcome, I'm TheSparrowsJourney and I love your lovely faces. This is not my ordinary video, this is not a vlog, this is not a video game video. This is my analysis of EGX 2014 that happened in London. But you probably already know that because you've read the title. This will be a long video, so I'm gonna try and keep it as short as possible because I have a lot of things to talk about. And I wanted to make this video right after coming home, after arriving from London, but I couldn't because I had still a lot of videos to put out before being able to record this. London! Before that, EGX, no, plane, the plane. EasyJet, that's why I've mistaken the names, it's not EGX. EasyJet company has the most horrible plane seats ever. They are so freaking uncomfortable. If you're gonna use EasyJet company, please bring one of those pillows that you can put on your neck. I don't know how you call them. And I thought, well, I'm gonna sleep most of it because I've already been flying on a plane before, so it's nothing really new. It's exciting, yes, because I don't do it every day. I wish I could do that every day with my own private jet, but my neck hurt so goddamn much. So take notice, don't travel on the EasyJet company. But if you do, because it's cheap, I get that, that's why I did it, please bring a pillow. London. I had a pretty good idea how London was already, because I have some people, some friends there that post once in a while some pictures from London. And I had a pretty good idea, but still, a lot of things surprised me a lot. British people, how they do stuff, their homes, their schedules, how the activities, how they do stuff. It's amazing. I thought I was in a completely other part of the world when I was just 2 hours and 30 minutes away when flying. Well, they are in an island. You are in an island if you're listening to me and if you're British. And you guys do so many things differently. I have discovered that you guys have the most different things from any other country in Europe. If you go from Portugal to Spain, well, they're right beside each other, so that's expectable. They don't have many different things. But if you go to, I don't know, Germany, France, Ukraine, we don't have that many different things from each other. But London, England, holy crap. The currency is different. Not only it's different, but it's confusing as F. Because you have 10 different coins. And when I was at the Burger King or McDonald's, people asked me for whatever many pounds. And I was like, 1, 2, 50... Wait, is that a 10-cent coin? I couldn't count. My math was horrible because there were so many coins that I couldn't really acknowledge how exactly much money I had on my hand. Your driving is so freaking hilarious. Not only it's completely reversed because in here and in most countries of the world, we drive forward on the right side of the road, and people drive like on the other way around on our left side. Not only that, your driver's seat is reversed as well on your cars. Me crossing roads, I was almost killed most of the times because I wouldn't watch to the right side, even though there was a sign on the road saying look left or look right. But I just didn't know how to read, I guess. Some other things. You guys don't eat dinner, do you? Most of the times I wanted to eat, I sounded like a freaking horse because I always wanted to eat. Because British people don't eat dinner. We have here 3 main meals: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can have like some snacks during the afternoon or middle morning if you wake up really early. But you guys, I found that most of you take or you eat breakfast, and not that often actually. You eat lunch, that's almost the only meal you guys have in common with us. And then, if you go for a night out, you start drinking in the afternoon. And go all the way through until 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning when you just decide to leave to your home. In here at Portugal, we still have dinner. We eat at 8 or 9 p.m. Then we go out and remain in the street, in a club, in the disco, whatever, until like 5 or 6 a.m. That's how we rule. British people rule in such a different way. And this is based on an experience by hanging around with a couple of people that I've known there and that I already knew before going there. YouTubers mostly. Pixel Twitch, Ability Drain. I've then met some guys like Bitscreed or Jack or Naz. A lot of cool people. But you guys are so different. Sometimes you freaking sound like aliens. Your architecture, I love that. Holy crap. I've been to Barcelona before, and I was completely mesmerized by the look of the buildings there. Everything looked like staged, like a Hollywood street. In London, it's even better. It's amazing. And everything's so flat. That's why you guys don't have strong legs. You guys don't have hills. You guys don't have mountains. Everywhere I go, it was always flat. From one side of the street, I could see the end of the next 3 or 4 streets. That was amazing. In here, good lord, you have a hill or you have a mountain every freaking 15 meters. It's amazing. I live on a street that goes down. I guess that you people really renovate stuff, refurbish stuff, and that's pretty cool. I wish people did more of that here at Lisbon, because we have a lot of those buildings, but we have like 2 or 3 streets of them. At London, it's like that everywhere. It's like you enter Hollywood or Disney and you have this special place where everything is so beautiful. Every house entrance is so taken care of to the minor detail. It's amazing. It's like sculpted buildings. I loved it. My feet were destroyed and I still went for a 2 hours walk from my hotel to Big Ben. I was happy. I just wanted to visit the Big B because that's, I guess, one of the things about London and one of the places people know most about, especially and on the new year, because you always see those images and those videos from fireworks near Big Ben. So I wanted to be there. Achievement granted. I have a good pronouncing for Portuguese, but not for English. As you might expect, I live in Portugal. And more often than not, I had to say to people, please can you repeat that? Because I didn't really understand what you just said. You guys sometimes have such a strong accent. And most of the people of the places I've visited didn't have native English guys working. Burger King, McDonald's, souvenir stores, Starbucks, the Costa Cafe, what else? Restaurants, maybe, I didn't visit them that much. Subway. Each of those places had like Indians working there, Asians. I don't know, people from afar that couldn't talk freaking English. So it's not enough that I'm not an native English speaker, but there were people there that didn't actually know English. Now EGX was my first gaming convention. Not only as a YouTuber, but as a simple gamer that goes to those type of conventions. I was excited. I won't lie. I was excited to be there. I was excited to know if people would recognize me. I was excited to meet developers. I was excited to try new games that are not even out on the market. But I let it sink in, and in like the 3rd day, I was already, okay, there isn't much else to see other than the developer sessions. And I have here all my swag on my bed. All over my bed. I didn't get much of anything, and the things I've got are mostly from times where I've been in the games booth, not exactly because they offered me anything or they recognized me from the YouTube world, but that's fine. These are the bracelets that I've used in EGX. This is the press one. I got one ticket, one press ticket for one day, which was Friday, and then the Super Pass ticket. This is like your guide when you got into EGX. Just a quick look into it. I want to show you just how basically it was planned. So you had two floors. I'm gonna try and show you this. You had like the ground floor, and you had like you have the first floor. The ground floor kind of disappointed me. It was like the main floor, you would say, right? Because that's where people enter, that's what people see first. And it was basically Xbox and PlayStation. Actually, it's one of the things that disappointed me the most about this gaming convention is that everything was pointed towards consoles. What about PC gaming? Is PC gaming dead? And then there was the first floor. This is the floor where I've been spending the most time on. Not only because it's the 18+ area, but because it was the indie area. It was where all the indie games were showed. Trying to show you the best I can. And the 18+ area where you have games like Witcher 3, Assassin's Creed, Alien Isolation, which are games that are not really suggested or advised to people below that age. Let's start by analyzing the games, and I want to make this short. I want to try and give just 1 or 2 minutes to each game because there's no time to talk about all of them. So the first one, I would say Alien Isolation. This was one of the games that I was most looking forward to see on the Game Exposition. Mainly because it's one I'm planning to have on my channel, and you will have news about that very, very soon. Alien seems to be the kind of experience I got with Monstrum, where you're completely hopeless. You have no ways of killing the monster, and the only thing you can do is try and escape it, is try and run away from it. The best you can do is probably keep it away for some minutes, and that's about it. You can hide, you can try and evade it, you can't make any sort of noise, okay? It's a stealthy game, stealthy horror survival game, and it's Alien. Dudes, I love Alien. I was born in a generation that was already ahead of Alien. The first movie came out in 70-something? 79? I don't think it started on the 80s. I think it started on the 70s. In any case, when I was, I don't know, young enough, I would say 12, 13 already, I started watching Alien and I fell completely in love with it. I tried it on the booth. I've actually tried it twice so that I could get a t-shirt because there was a contest there. A contest that it was sort of this just build for the booth and for the gaming convention where you had to escape the alien the fastest you could. But because that was with a controller and I suck with controllers, I couldn't do it. I tried it twice and I couldn't even escape because not only you had to escape, you had to have the best time. And there was people there that made it in 30 seconds. Congratulations to the guy that did it. 30 seconds, you're my idol. Here's a comic book that Nee gave me. I thought it was kind of more exclusive that it apparently turned out, because I've seen a lot of people in the queue with this. So it's something that you cannot buy. It was given to people there, and I think you really can't have it now. Maybe I will put it on eBay with a very high price, and you can probably buy it. Alien Isolation had a developer session, and I've been there. They talked about sound and how much effort they put in the game to bring to a level of the movies. They even researched the movies. Everything looks like the movies. They never tried for like a sci-fi modern look into the spaceship. They went to watch the movies all over again. They got all the sounds. They really worked on the sound. They had like an orchestra making the music for the game. That's amazing, and that just shows how much effort they put in the game. Either way, Dragon Age Inquisition. I obviously had to look into that game because I was with Ability Drain, and she mainly dragged me into that. Not that I will complain much. Dragon Age, I do enjoy it, and from what I've seen, the game will be pretty cool. Dragon Age is one of those games, like, for me, that I can compare to Dungeon Siege, in a little bit more far approach, Neverwinter Nights, which was a game I played the heck out of it. So I'm not really a strange or a foreigner to Dragon Age. I do enjoy it, and I enjoy the genre. It's just something that I don't live like Ability Drain and other YouTubers do, like GamerMD or Ash, Lady Insanity. They live this game. Every single little bit of news that come out, they are on it, and they are eating it, and they are feeding on it. How did it look? Pretty cool. They had a booth there where you could play with your friends because it was a multiplayer demo, and it was for a team of 4 players, and you had to go through stages. There were 5 stages there. The one I got, the farthest I got, was the 4th one. After that, things really become hard. And you have like a lot of classes. You have the Reaver, not a lot of them, but some different classes. The Reaver, the Elementalist, the Assassin, the sort of warrior. I have here some cards actually. This is pretty much the only swag I got from Dragon Age, which are cards that they would give you once you completed the demo, even if you would lose. This is the Reaver one, as you can see there, and this is the Elementalist one. Ability Drain, needless to say, got them all because he kept begging for them. And there's a short description about the classes back here. So this is the only really thing I got from Dragon Age. They just invited us to try the game, to get into the booth because there was a queue and you had to wait, and they just put us sneak in, and that was pretty cool. Talking to them as well was pretty cool. There was 1 or 2 developers there that could explain things better to us, and we had a developer session as well. But the game is looking pretty cool, and I liked how it rolled. Once again, it was on a console or with a controller, and I was completely rubbish with it. I couldn't play with the controller at all. The explanation they gave me, or at least one of the PR gave me, was that most of the times PC gaming guys just have their own personal preferences when it comes to keyboards, when it comes to mouse, to mice. When you get to play in the booth and you have a keyboard and a mouse of the gamer's choice, the developing team choice, there are some gamers that just complain about it. Why the Razer mouse? Why the Corsair keyboard? Why didn't you have a SteelSeries one? So to just avoid that kind of crap, the developers mostly just choose to have their console version there and with a controller. With that, they can't just avoid everything about that. I would guess there are other reasons. I would say that consoles, the audience is much bigger now than the PC guys. And I'm saying this in terms of gaming conventions. I'm not saying there's more people playing on a console, that there's more people playing on a PC. But the thing is, considering just the audience that goes to a gaming convention, I would say there are a lot more console gamers going there than the PC guys. Witcher 3. Oh my god. I love Witcher 3. I am so excited for Witcher 3. If I had to order and measure the excitement I got from EGX on any game, I would just say Witcher 3 was the top one. Second one would probably be Alien, almost at the same level. But Witcher 3, give me that game. I attended the booth. I attended the developer session. The developer session was probably one of the best that I will ever watch in my life if I attend another gaming convention. Actually, there were staff there, people from the staff that congratulated the developer he's not really a PR, he's actually a developer. That was like the guy saying things on the microphone. His name was Damien, I think. I am following him now on Twitter. The guy is so cool, okay? He's not at a cool level of you're awesome. He's like at I wanna marry you so much if I was freaking gay level, okay? I loved him. He's Polish, but he speaks English so freaking well. I couldn't even tell he's Polish. And he did such an awesome job for Witcher 3. Presenting the developer session, he revealed a little bit how they actually develop the game and how Witcher 3 is being made. He said he basically, no matter how much time he has been playing Witcher 3, he always is surprised at some things. He still hasn't uncovered everything that can happen on Witcher 3. Because when you do one action, 3 or 4 more actions happen in the future, and you will have to deal with them. The presentation kind of disappointed me a little bit, because they showed a demo, or they played it live, actually. And the person that was playing almost died. That will be kind of funny. But it was one portion of the game that they already had shown on YouTube. I was kind of disappointed at that at first, but then I fell in love with it once again, even though it was the exact same thing and I knew what was gonna happen. The way Jay just spoke and explained things was amazing. I loved it. They even allowed more people in the booth that they could support, because the queue was so long. I got this pin, which is the most beautiful thing ever that I'll probably never use, but it's very cool done. I probably need to put it like this so it focus. This is pretty cool, okay? It's so well crafted. It even looks like handcrafted. Obviously it's not, because they need to make this in a huge amount. That was pretty cool. Another one is this, which is a Witcher code for, what is it called? It's a comic book, basically, and it's a free copy of a comic book which you can redeem at Digital Dark Horse. I will probably not redeem this, but I will give it away at some point in a live stream or in a video. Still not sure, but this is pretty cool as well. And finally, a poster. I love this. And I gotta say, I don't normally, how do I freaking put this? I don't normally get excited at these things, but this one looks pretty cool, and it's about Witcher, which I'm very excited about. Assassin's Creed Rogue. Okay, there were 2 booths over there. One for Assassin's Creed Rogue, and another one for Assassin's Creed Unity. I didn't attend the booth for Assassin's Creed Unity, because I just didn't have the time. But from what I could see from the outside, the queues were enormous. There was just a presentation, just like Witcher 3, in which you cannot play, but you could see people play and having someone telling you how things actually work. So I'm not too bothered about not being there. But Assassin's Creed Rogue, it's Assassin's Creed. I'm not saying this with a bad tone. It's just Assassin's Creed, with more features, with more things happening, with a more open world. You can now get inside buildings. You can now go and jump through windows. You can have more options by killing people. I'm very excited about Assassin's Creed, and I gotta tell, if they send me a review copy, I will probably play it on my YouTube channel. I haven't been playing Assassin's Creed for a long time. I played the first one, I loved it. I played the second one. I don't think I played the third one. I think there was one time in the series where they just released 1 or 2 games. I don't know if it was the 4th or the 5th, whatever, for consoles, and I was pretty disappointed in that and upset at that. From that point on, I lost interest in Assassin's Creed, but playing Assassin's Creed Rogue really excited me a little bit more again. I just played basically on a boat, on a ship. I was sailing on that ship, and that was pretty cool. That gave me a little bit of the pirate feeling I love about games, and there are not an awful lot about pirates. So I am looking forward to Assassin's Creed. Another one from Ubisoft is Far Cry 4. And no, I don't have any I didn't get any swag for Assassin's Creed or Far Cry 4, unfortunately. There wasn't really much out there. Far Cry 4 is looking very good. I didn't play Far Cry 3, okay? And that was by itself a very good one from what I can tell from videos and what people tell me and the views that have been out and whatnot. I'm one of those persons that the more you hear about it, the more you want to stay away, because you hear so much stuff, you're already sick of it even before playing it. That happened to me about Far Cry 3. So I want to get into Far Cry 4 before people start being so happy about it and saying so many good things about it, which is kind of incredible. I know this is silly, but that's what happens with me. Far Cry 4 I was able to play when you get on the elephant and you destroy the freaking fortress. That was freaking cool. That was chaotic and I loved it. And I loved how people at Ubisoft were so kind. It was, for me, one of the best experiences in terms of booths over there that I had. Battlefield Hardline. I was one of the first to get into this booth on a certain day. I don't know if it was the second one, I think it was the second day. And for the guys that got there on the booth first in the morning, I was one of the last to be the first, if you know what I mean. Because you had a queue and you had like 16 seats or something like that. So I got like the 15 seat or something like that. And for the first people that got there in the morning, they would get a t-shirt and a poster. That's what I got. I will probably never use this. So here we go. This is the t-shirt I got for Battlefield Hardline. I've been a pretty huge fan of Battlefield since the very first ones. But my opinion is that Battlefield kind of lost its thing. It lost its uniqueness that it had before. It kind of got more close and closer to things like Call of Duty. That's why I lost interest, just like Assassin's Creed down the line. Also got a post. I don't get excited about these things that much. And I will probably never put this anywhere. I will roll it and it will stay on my closet throughout the times. Battlefield Hardline, I enjoyed it. But once again, it felt too arcadish. It felt too Call of Duty-ish. It still doesn't have that feeling that I had with the very first Battlefields, where you get on a chopper and you start hearing that freaking classical music. Those were the times, dudes. I loved that. Still, it was a good experience, I would guess, but it's not a game that I'm really buying or doing any effort to get a review copy about. Monstrum. We're going down to the indie games now, even though there are still some AAA games on my list. Monstrum was one of the games that I was anxious to get to the booth there, because I've played it in the past and I was excited to know and curious to know what if the developers would recognize me and what would they say about me when I get there, about my videos and about my work. Monstrum was one of that games and it didn't disappoint me. Once I got to the booth, and I think I have here a very small poster, but this does it. Coming January 2015, confirmed. Now they will have 2 monsters, and not only that, they're different from each other, and I'm not sure if they act differently. There was the Oculus Rift there, you could use it, that was pretty cool, and I think it was already the new one, not sure, because they had a Oculus Rift booth on the EGX with the new one, and apparently the new one is much better than the previous one. You will no longer feel nausea, it looks very great now, but the queues, man. The queues for every freaking famous thing was enormous, and I couldn't just stand being on a line for 1 or 2 freaking hours. I stayed, for instance, in the Nosgoth booth for around 45 minutes just to play a game that I've already did in the past. And now that we're talking about Nosgoth, why not? I've been there as well in the Nosgoth booth. I played it for the sake of showing everyone that I'm good at the game. My team won, and it won by 2 or 3 kills only. And if you look at the score, I have like 1 kill and like 10, well no, 1 death and 10 kills. That made a difference. And I got some swag. I got a t-shirt, and this was a gift for everyone that would play their game. Everyone that was in the queue. Why I keep showing you the back if there's nothing there? I like this dude. Mwah. I got a beta key card. Which brings me the question, isn't Nosgoth a free game? Don't you get a beta key from anywhere these days for Nosgoth? I wonder. If this is actually valuable, I will give it away because I already have Nosgoth. Now another thing, oh, here's more beta keys. Official beta key. And then if you open it, you have the beta keys here, which I'm not gonna show you. Then I have something that they only gave to people that won the match on the booth, which is this. This is the Warlord pack, which is actually the pack I bought on Steam, even before EGX. So I will give this away. The Warlord pack mainly gives you 4,000 gold in advance, a Warlord badge, an epic booster, 1 friend invite, 250 gold for 1 friend, and 2 silver war chests. So it's basically a beta key, but with a sort of advance in comparison to other normal beta keys. The Escapists. Obviously, I couldn't escape the Escapists booth. I so much wanted to get there. I wanted to get to the Team 17 booth. They had their own entire room there where they had like 4 or 5 games displayed. Pinarium was another one, Flockers, and the Escapists. I wanted to get to the Escapists booth just to see the reaction of the game developers. Plot twist, it's not game developers, it's game developer. It's only one guy and I didn't even know this. His name is Mike and he's the single developer of the Escapists. His own idea, his own code, his own art. Right now he's probably being helped by Team 17 and he told me that there are some art guys doing some work for him now. But basically everything else is his own doing. That's amazing. And I cannot, again, explain in words how good it felt to speak with the developer of the Escapists, a game that I've been playing so much on my channel and it's been contributing so much for my growth on YouTube. That's just amazing. I got some swag from it as well. A huge poster. There we go. Another one that I will probably never use anywhere. It just felt good to bring it. Because come on, it's the Escapists. I had to bring this to have some peace in my mind. It's a huge one as well. Huge one. So I've never been a Resident Evil player. I never played it that much. I think I played 1 or 2 of them, but not even got to the end because I was never a big fan of scaring horror games. Evil Within is looking good, and the fact that it doesn't relate in terms of story with the Resident Evil ones, the previous ones, kinda makes me excited because if I want to try the Evil Within, I don't have to play the previous ones. So that's just one point in favor. The thing is, Alien Isolation comes right about in the same time. So, and I'm already on that. So I probably won't have time to play Evil Within. But it's looking good. If you like Resident Evil type of games, you will like the Evil Within. The graphics don't disappoint. I can't really speak about the story because we only played a short demo. But the animations, everything seemed to be spot on. Unfortunately, and once again, because it was playing on a freaking controller, I couldn't play that much well. So I died a freaking 100 times. It had a huge queue as well, so there are a lot of people interested in it. Magic Circle. Now this is a game that not everyone is aware of. Actually, most of the people I talk to are not aware of. Magic Circle is being developed by GT, which is John Thomas or something along those lines. I am so sorry, dude, that I can't remember your name. But the thing is, this game is different from anything that I've played before. I didn't play the game because it was not on a booth. It was a developer session. If you don't know, this GT guy, the developer behind this game, was the director of all the BioShock games. That's what got me interested in Magic Circle in the first place, because it's being made by such a huge guy. BioShock, I love that game. Magic Circle allows you to change the properties of the game. So the whole concept, without giving you any spoilers, is you are a hero on a game that is being developed, but because it got into early access, you don't have enough funding anymore. The developers are having a hard time developing the game, so it's taking a long time. And the hero in the game doesn't want to wait any longer. So what happens is, you're the hero and you will be able to just fly, travel throughout the world, fighting against monsters and changing their properties. You have this sort of device that you apply on a monster and can tell me, okay, now you're my friend. You're no longer unfriendly to me. And you will hate every single creature in the world. You will also have spitting fire properties. That easy. You can't just change everything. And you have to be careful with what you change, because there are some properties, if you change them that much, they will eventually kill you. You can't just tell a rock, okay, follow me now. You can walk now. And it will do so. Lords of the Fallen. I was pretty disappointed that Lords of the Fallen developer session was cancelled due by illness of the people that were presenting it. But I still got to try it on the NVIDIA booth. Now, I found this pretty funny. You had the NVIDIA booth to show, you know, their hardware and their devices. And there you had games like The Crew, the Lords of the Fallen, Dying Light, Borderlands. I'm not sure if it is the new one or not. But the thing is, the queue in the NVIDIA booth was like maybe 5 minutes wait. The queue on the Lords of the Fallen or the Dying Light booths were like 30 minutes long that you had to wait. And you could just get into the NVIDIA and try them out, and a lot of people didn't know that. And I was fortunate enough to discover that, and I've been in the NVIDIA booth, and I tried both Lords of the Fallen and Dying Light. Lords of the Fallen was really stressing the hardware there, and the game wasn't running that well. I had probably 35 to 40 FPS maximum, and that was on the NVIDIA booth. I hope they optimize the game better. Anyway, Lords of the Fallen, I got to talk with the PR. She was very kind. Danielle was her name, and I am on to it, and I will probably play it on my channel. Dying Light, that's another one I am looking forward to, and I've tried it on the NVIDIA booth. Basically, what I can tell you is, oh, and I didn't get any swag for all of these games. I still have a couple of stuff there, but it's for different games. Dying Light is a game that, to give you a short idea, is like Assassin's Creed and Dead Island together. That's the feeling I got. You can pretty much move everywhere during the day. You have to be careful during the night because you get slaughtered in a minute by the zombies. But that's how you feel. If you were on the ground level, you can't just go up a building just like that, like in Assassin's Creed. You can go everywhere. You have to fight not only the zombies and the virus spreading, but the people that are trying to survive. Not all of them are kind enough and nice, so you have to fight them as well. Dying Light is another one I'm looking forward to, and I know it's just another zombie game, but it's looking slightly different from what we got so far because of the freedom you have. Again, it's Assassin's Creed type of freedom, and that's pretty cool. Neverlone is about a girl with a wolf friend that just needs to escape a very cold place. In short words, it's a platformer. But one of the things that surprised me the most is that it's a co-op platform. Someone plays with the girl and someone plays with the wolf. Now, I don't know if there will be a single player on this, if they will allow people, just like for instance Trine. I can compare this game with Trine a lot. In Trine, sometimes you need more than one character to go through a certain phase. Let's say you need a guy to pull a lever so that the other guy goes up the hill. The same thing, exactly the same thing happens with Never Alone. Sometimes you need the wolf to do things that the girl can't in order to both of them run out of the place. Pretty cool game. I am looking forward to it, even though if it is multiplayer only, if you need someone to play on a co-op, it's kind of tricky for me to do so. Pretty cool platformer coming out. I don't know, when is it? November already. Now that surprised me. On Xbox, PS4, and Steam. Okay, cool. A Light in Kodos. Now this is a game I didn't know about, and I gotta say, I pretty much knew 90% of the games that were showcased in this gaming convention on EGX. And A Light in Kodos was not one of them. And I was very surprised at it. Visually, it's a stunning game. I have here a little poster. It's just like this. You see this type of points of light image that altogether makes one deer in this case. This is how the game rolls, all of it. The streets, the houses, the trees, a playground they had there, everything was built with points of light. And that's amazing. This is one of those visually fantastic games I've seen there, and that you just gotta experiment to really say some words about it. It's amazing. The only thing I didn't really like was that to progress through the game, you didn't even have like an explanation. Like most of the game is about finding objects to put them in the right place to be able to get to the next phase. But it didn't make much sense why you had, for instance, to place a certain lamp on a certain place. Nothing really told you that you had to do that, or if there was any sense to it. But they're working on it, and they plan to develop that part of the game. Visually, they pretty much got it all. I've never seen anything like it. Go and search for this game. It will be probably amazing. Still far off from the release, that's true, but they're on their good way. Finally, I just want to tell you what games I haven't tried, and I feel bad for not trying. Games that were there, but the queues were just too long for me to wait. Elite Dangerous was one of them. There was a round table on the Elite Dangerous booth. That was amazing. Now, what an extremely awesome idea. I feel pretty terrible for not trying this game. It looks pretty awesome. Dead Island 2. I was a massive fan of Dead Island, the first one. And Dead Island 2 is looking pretty nice, and I didn't try it, and I feel guilty. Sherlock Holmes. The game is already out. I can already watch some reviews, but the game was there, and I didn't try it. Evolve. Another game that I'm very excited about, but I didn't try it. Dudes, the queues for Evolve, just to give you a picture, I was there trying to get onto the queue once, and I would just quit because the queue was enormous. I would just stay away and get back 30 minutes after, and the same guys that were waiting in the queue were still there. So it was around 1 hour, maybe more, waiting time queue. That completely explodes my mind, how someone can be such a fan to just wait so much for it. I have here some Evolve Beta keys, but this is kind of funny. It's kind of meh. When I first got this, I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited. But then I've seen that registering one of these beta keys won't necessarily give you access to the beta. Now, to be allowed to play the alpha, you need one of these codes to register your name on the pod so that someone can pick you and you pick for the beta alpha. That's just it. This doesn't directly give you access to the alpha. Something more. The last two pieces of my swag I brought with me from EGX. A Gauntlet comic book, which looks pretty cool. Just like the Alien Isolation one. I didn't try the game, actually, and I kind of, again, feel bad for it for not trying Gauntlet. I guess I have this idea that Gauntlet is just another Diablo attempt game, and I'm sort of sick of Diablo type of game. And I have here a Guild Wars 2 card. Now, what is this? This is a Guild Wars 2 Llama Mini. I guess it's just a pet that you can unlock with this code that is behind this card. I'm not gonna show you. I will eventually give this away as well, because I don't really play Guild Wars 2 anymore. I tried Guild Wars 2 there in EGX because the Twitch booth was filled with Guild Wars 2 stuff. They probably pay them a lot. I don't see why Twitch would just have just Guild Wars 2. There were like 10 different computers on the Twitch booth, and all of them had Guild Wars 2. That's a long kick-ass video. I apologize for that, but I guess there was no other way of explaining how cool it was being at London and this experience on EGX. I really want to go back there next year or the next one after. What I'm gonna attempt now is being at Gamescom next year. Gamescom, I mean, at Germany. I would love to be there, and I will do whatever's possible in my hands to try and make that happen. Not sure if it is possible. I'm TheSparrowsJourney. This was my experience in EGX and at London. I hope you like it. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time with more gaming confessions. Who knows? Bye-bye.